Hi everyone, I'm Christina and I help develop impact economies. Welcome to the 2021 GSG Impact Summit. I will be your Masters of Ceremonies for the next 3 days. I'll be the familiar face who draws your attention to some of the outstanding content we have prepared for you. I'll also bring you a few provocative ideas to challenge our collective thinking. And it starts with a quote from the economist John Maynard Keynes. He once said, "We must, if we are any good, appear unorthodox, troublesome, dangerous, disobedient to them that begat us." Yes, Keynes did say that. So the fundamental question underpinning this summit is, how can we challenge the system and change it? We therefore have designed the agenda around 4 key themes. How do we mobilize significantly more capital to achieve the SDGs and climate targets urgently? How can we truly embrace emerging economies as engines of impact? How can we ensure that we always look at green and social for all solutions? How can we push for even more impact transparency? Yes, we are still in a virtual conference, and you can't imagine how much I would actually love to see you. And believe me, I have all my fingers crossed for in-person meetings to be back next year. But the fact that we're online also allows you to hear from extraordinary speakers from 43 countries and network with participants from 60 countries in a very concentrated timeframe. Yes, we are in a virtual conference, but you will be able to engage with arts and music from all around the world. And I'm also exceptionally proud to announce that this summit, this year again, is fully a gender-positive conference, with 56% of women speaking and 56% of women attending. We are offering a space for all of us to take a step back, look at common challenges through a new lens, and get inspired by concrete solutions to problems that got exacerbated by the pandemic. The aim is that collectively we can courageously and generously act for the radical transformations that we need to see in our world. Outside of the 3 days of the summit, my role is to advise countries around the world. I help them drive more capital to achieve social and environmental impact. Based on what I've been witnessing, both on a collective and on a personal level, I feel that all of us here in the impact movement, but perhaps also in our societies, we are like an orchestra gone out of tune. It's normal, and it's obvious why. The COVID crisis is still raging in so many countries. Vaccines and other healthcare supplies are lacking. Natural disasters follow one another at terrorizing pace. News from the world is tearing our hearts and minds apart. On the personal side, I'm sure that within the past year, we've all gone through really tough and challenging moments. But let me tell you why, despite all these countercurrents, I remain truly optimistic about the opportunity ahead of us. Thankfully, we haven't gone back to what we called normal. There is still this openness for creativity, innovation, and change. Governments are more eager than ever to hear proposals that can create jobs at scale, fix major issues that became apparent in healthcare, education, and in other areas of public service provision. What was perhaps called radical, risky yesterday, can now become acceptable. Take the ABC framework for the continuum of capital, which was developed by the Impact Management Project, as an example of the opportunity ahead. The A, avoid harm, means working to mitigate or reduce any harm. It was the norm before. It is now considered as just basic practice for good risk management. The B, benefit stakeholders, has become the new baseline. It's even more than that. It's the new strictest minimum expectation post-pandemic. That's why 1/3 of global assets are now committed to sustainability. It's huge. B, benefit all stakeholders means that within the scope of the business, you will aim to improve all of the sustainability related aspects in your business. That's it. And the C, contribute to solutions, is the new frontier. This is what the summit is about. C is about looking at the means to go beyond the scope of an organization or business, providing products or services that actually solve problems that have been created by others. A used to be the norm. Now B is the norm. Next in line, C. We're on the journey to change with a capital C. Let's tune to that note. It is now time for me to wish you all an amazing and inspiring summit. The summit was made possible thanks to the generous support of our sponsors. I'd like to particularly thank our gold sponsors, CaixaBank and Torino Social Impact, and our platinum sponsor, Old Mutual Investment Group. And I would like now to introduce a wonderful poet. DK Chukwumwerije is an award-winning Nigerian spoken word artist and author of 8 books. DK has prepared a piece, especially for us today, to help us take stock of our collective experience in this unique moment in history. Please welcome DK Chukwumwerije.
Death is often the most difficult part of life. To watch it happen to someone you love when you're unable to help, so tears fill your eyes, but for their sake you are strong and smile and hold hands. As they lie in their pain, struggling to breathe, you pull them to your chest and whisper, "Baby, you'll be all right." And the relief they could not find in ventilator or morphine, they find in your love. This is the strength of the commune. And when we huddle together, like penguins in the Arctic, the warmth of our gathered hearts can burn through the darkness of COVID. We light up with faith. In the face of extremism, we respond with love, refusing to fear, refusing to hate. In the face of the unknown, we dare to innovate, to carry our humanity on the shoulders of hope and take another step forward for the sake of mankind, for the mountains that crush us when we face them alone, those mountains we crush when we face them as one. You see that a hurricane born in the east can devastate the west, and if the polar caps melt, the floods will not discriminate between Lagos and London, New York and Bangladesh. No, every city in their path they will inundate. You see that the poverty in the south will haunt the north, no matter how high it builds its walls, and those businesses that care only for money, not for morality, or the number of children out of school, those businesses that care only for money, will generate wealth, yes, but also deep poverty. So let the hunger of one be the hunger of all, and let those who dwell in prosperity think of those who still toil, and let these borders and boundaries not fragment our will to face the common threats that threaten our world, because we share this world. With its wispy white clouds and melancholic rivers, in each heart, the same desire for a better life, for love and laughter and the comfort of home, for friends and family to never walk alone, because we share these challenges of melting ice caps and punishing pandemics, of black and white and violent extremists, of trying to find a way to live, to coexist on this fragile planet. Yes, because we share this hope that one day someone we love will be there to watch us breathe our last. Like this, let us go about our businesses today, always remembering, never forgetting, that we share this humanity.